We'll be live in just a moment. All right, everybody. I believe we are now live. Oh, look, you're looking at my screen that like I'm looking at myself getting live. That's great. All right, here we go. All right, Keith.
I'm leaving now. Boom.
Yeah. No, just all right. So we are live today. We are going to be playing a little Thera, and I need to. Oh, and I also need to turn that off. There we go.
And if you could send me the link, I'll put it on the
Absolutely.
page and give people an update.
And then Keith is a good friend of mine, and we are going to be playing a little Thera, which is a game that is currently live on the interwebs on the Kickstarter. And I suppose I should have gone and checked on the Kickstarter campaign. I believe you're doing just fine, right?
Yeah, we are. So our ideal
you had a very you had a very modest funding goal. I remember when I saw it.
Yep. We the funding goal is 5,000. We're at we were at like 7,600, I think 75 or 7,600 this morning. You and I have been on for a while.
So I have to ask. So most times, like, people are like, "Oh, here's I need $100,000 to make this game a reality. I need 55 grand. I need 40 grand." I mean, usually when somebody says a more modest thing, it's usually because it's. I mean, I would like to. I mean, without prying too much into your internal.
You can ask me anything.
For sure. But usually, in my opinion, that is because like you are doing a lot of self-funding yourself, and this is just more of a way to know, like, kind of get a grip on the audience that you're going to have for the game, but also just just to kind of also a little bit of advertising as well, to like just to make the game more known and things like that.
That is exactly it. We have been committed to the game for a couple of years, and so the artwork is 95% done. The design is there, and so this is an opportunity to make sure that as we show this, because we play it, it's been play tested for such a long time by Zach and Sean and I in the final development with Zach, where we got to play it on Tabletopia a lot, and you run through some just kind of cleanup stuff. We love the game, and as we got to talk about it a little bit on your podcast, your reaction is a validation in some ways, where it's that you really, really enjoyed it. I feel the same way when it's been some time since I've played it and I come back and play it. I am continuously reminded of why I wanted to do it in the first place, because it stays engaging. And like you said, there's that game within the game where it's like, depending on what the opponent is doing, right? There's not some kind of optimal strategy. It's like, oh, I'm going for the wheat strategy or whatever it is, right? It's not that. It's what is in front of us and what are other people doing. So I really like that a lot. Just looking to post an update here.
And it should be go without saying that I am monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions for Keith or myself about the game or anything like that, you can definitely ask away, and then I will relay those questions over to Keith and or myself. I guess I don't really need to relay them to myself, but
you never know. There might be.
So we're gonna dive into Thera, and then I'm going to I might have Keith do the teach, because he probably knows the game a little better than me, but I've played the game a few times now, and I still have my copy over there on my table as we speak. So because I'm lazy and I don't put things away. But this is just I'll give you a brief overview while Keith does. So Thera is a game of a lot of different things, but the big theme of it is that both Keith and I were taking on the roles of these very important people that need to take care of the this section of the island of Thera, after a huge volcano has exploded, which in my research over there, it's like the fourth biggest that people think that we know of, that was recorded there's references, and it isn't like Krakatoa, which is more well known because in this one dwarfed Krakatoa. Krakatoa is well known because it was the advent of like radio and telegraphs and things like that. So like everybody in the world could know about the Krakatoan explosion in the late 1800s because of the technology that was available. So this is, of course, this explosion is more well known from references that we are finding in history. We find references to the discussion in cuneiform, not cuneiform, like that era, like in like Chinese writings, Japanese writings, things like that. And so they are. It's definitely it's research, but we have tough time pinpointing the exact date, and because the references to like long winters and things like that, because that is a byproduct of a massive volcanic event such as this. But anyway, I'm getting beyond that. If you want to dive down that hole in history, it is fascinating, which I did after playing the game, and I ended up reading on Wikipedia articles until like 2:00 in the morning.
That's a sign of a good game, right? I like
yeah.
that. He's like, what was going on here?
Yeah, but so basically what this game is that we need to revitalize this portion of the island. And compacting this problem is the fact that we need to be able to remove these pieces of volcanic ash that are all over the island, and we don't have to per se, but to get our resources that are represented obviously by these cubes that are on the board, to get, unlike a lot of other games where I have a couple of stone and I have a couple of wheat and I have an iron, I'm going to trade this in for this thing. In this case, we're building buildings on sections of the board. Well, in order to build those buildings on those sections of the board, we need to get our resources to that section of the board, and then we can build on that spot. And so the trickiness of the situation is that it is very easy to move these things throughout the city as long as this volcanic ash isn't there blocking and impeding the way. And so you have to balance both, caretaking the island and cleaning it up, but also building up these cool buildings that'll like these buildings are the like more like end goal type buildings up here, and we'll talk more about this in just a little bit and how this works. And these are the buildings, these 6 buildings here, and these 3 are locked for right now, but they will unlock relatively soon. These 6 buildings are our production buildings, and so whereas these are the means to get production done, these are how we start cashing in and start getting some end goals and a lot of victory points as well. And I'm waiting for Keith to interrupt me and tell me how I got it wrong.
You're doing awesome.
Okay,
I love it.
So then the big thing about
I'm along for the ride. I'm just.
All right. Well, so the big thing about this. Okay, so there's this like rondel disc. What would you describe this? It isn't really a rondel. It's I don't know what people.
It is the language we use, but I realize that that's kind of a. Right. I feel like that's something that talks about a circle, but it's where we choose our roles and redistribute the favor. So we refer to it as a rondel.
Okay,
rondel.
so rondel, rondelle, whatever. We can argue about the correct pronunciation when we do. But so what happens is at the very beginning of the game, this pawn is in the middle here. And what will happen is that like whoever picks it, they'll pick a spot, and then the next time somebody picks, they have to pick a spot other than the one that it was on. So it'll bounce back and forth and what have you to these different locations. The big thing is that the person that selects the spot, they and everybody else will get to do, and I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see. There's everything. There's this little like squiggly little like water line here. That's what I call it. I don't know if it's supposed to represent water or not, but it's like
this we call it a water line. You're right.
All right, cool. All right, so
we chose the right iconography for that.
So everybody will get to do the stuff that's above the squiggly line or water line, if you will. But you do not only the person that selects the spot gets to do the cool stuff that's located down here, and we'll talk about that more when we start playing the game and start activating these different things. But for the most part, what it is, it's a combination of the number of discs that are on the spot when you select it, and you can see these things have these little hashtags, and there's like a number, and then there's these discs. So these extra abilities hashtag for every 3 of these discs that are on this spot, hashtag 6, hashtag 10, you can see those in those different locations. And also every person will have some money, which you can see right here, that you will use to spend. You can add that money to like enrich the pot. So if like you use this spot and then it only had 2 discs, you can add money, and each money is for every point, every dollar coin or whatever that you add in, or gold coin, it is the equivalent of 1 disc. So you can kind of enrich the soil, if you will, for that one turn. Now, the cool thing is that after you've gone to these locations, what will happen is, and there's you might notice these blue discs up here are the exact same as these down here. By choosing, and actually by choosing, I believe it is the priestess, that is what actually removes these discs, like that, and they get placed on here. And that's kind of also like the timer, obviously, as you can see, for the game as well. But then after you have these, and I'm just going to move these over here so I can just show up, but I'll move them back afterwards. So like, let's say I went to this spot and I got these 4 discs. What happens then is that after I'm done with all my transactions and everything that I've done, and in this case, because it is the priestess, you after everything is done, you don't get it when you get there. You add one from there and add it to the top. Now you then, in a clockwise motion, distribute these, and this would stay right here, and so that then powers up these other locations and makes them more selectable, I guess. I was I don't know what the good terminology there is, but basically makes it so people will want to use it, and you can't ever get those discs off that spot until somebody actually selects that spot. So you're not going to have a situation where there's going to be tons of discs on this, because somebody's going to see it, much like other worker placement games where you increase the number of things that are in a spot over time, right? And so eventually it's like, well, I gotta go here. There's 5 pieces of grain there. That's too good to pass up. That's kind of the same situation in this game, where like you eventually these things will all look too tantalizing. And to be fair, in my plays, all of these are very important, and all of these are very, like, they're good spots that help you achieve your victory. I do want to say, and this isn't here to kiss Keith Tookus and all. Anyway, I love the fact that there's this iconography on each spot here. And then because when you select different spots, you'll activate other things to help, and this is, I'm guessing this is a selection that you guys made for, you don't have to worry too much about, you can be language neutral, because those things will be located on these things. You'll notice that there's these in the corners. You can see that these little spots have the same icons on them, so you can actually match them up really well. I would suggest, I mean, this is just, if I put my game developer hat on, if you colored those as well, it would be easy. So like, if all of the all the workers were like yellow and so on and so forth. I mean, I might screw up your art design a little bit, but
I think we tried that. The bottom line is, we'll go back and revisit it. I think that I'm trying to remember if there was something. We'll do it. Right. I sincerely don't remember if there's something about it in the back of my mind that makes me think we did it, and maybe that it got too busy. Because what we did do on the map, like you see that we very much have used the color coding and the symbology for the luxury buildings, right? So that when you look at the map, you can see.
Yeah, I can see that now, because you probably would get lost, right? Because here it's easy because you can show the red and it like works, right? You know, and so forth. But when you get over here, if you put red on red, it would get lost, and I can see where that would be a problem, you know, graphically and artistically, if you will.
Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, I mean, that's just, so that's how that works. I mean, we can do a deeper dive into the actual, when we actually take the actions, but just briefly, Priestess brings water. Water is used to fuel your workers because a well-hydrated worker works hard. As you know, and so workers, obviously they work your production buildings that are located over here. You don't actually have technically workers on the board doing the work. They are just like, when you work and there's water in the spot that allows them to work, then you are able to activate them and say, oh, my grove is going to make me wood, and my quarry is going to make me stone, and so on and so forth. Builders build buildings, and these buildings, both the production buildings and these buildings over here, they will have their costs that are located in the top left of each of these buildings, and you can see those. They're pretty straightforward. You know, like here's the quarry is 2 stone and 2 coins. A pasture is what's the white cube? White cube is that
cloth.
Cloth. Yeah. Cloth.
Mm-hmm.
A sheep and a coin, so on and so forth. Pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. No big problems there. The planner is the guy that gets rid of your ash, right?
He's also the one that moves stuff around.
Oh, that's right. No, yeah, he moves the.
The builder is the ash remover.
And yes, because like that's one of because not only we clean up the area and then we demo the area and then we build up from the garbage that's left there. Isn't there another way to actually? I fear which one it is. Isn't there another way to remove ash too? Like you get as an added bonus. I might be misremembered.
You get it. There's a building that does that.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a building that gives you the bonus,
which is the laborer.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking the laborer. Here, if you build laborers, you can notice there's this little we remove ash icon that's right there.
Yeah. All right. And while there are none on our board, there are some of the luxury buildings that remove ash upon construction as well.
Yes. All right. And then the final one is the trader. And what the trader does is, and you notice there's the how many coins and whatever that you can exchange. You're allowed to use the trader to basically you can ship things, and each of us will have a port location. As I'm zooming in and out rapidly, and I gotta stop using my mouse wheel for that. There's a port location that has a boat right there. And that actually, as you can see, matches up with the boat that's over here. And if we can get goods to our port, then we can trade those for some money. And as I said, money is what helps power. Well, you need money to buy this stuff over here, but you also need, like money is used to help power up the different locations and the different spots that are on this board. So, yeah, I mean that's the real generic overview of the game. The nice thing about this game is that it has a lot of depth to it, but you can teach it really quickly. As far as, because like I said, the mechanism here is this. You select this, you power everything up, everybody takes their actions, and then you move on, and the next person goes. And there isn't, and because everybody is always doing something, right? I mean, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go here, and so everybody gets to do that. I'm gonna go here, and everybody gets to do that. Since you're always doing something, no matter whose turn it is, there isn't a lot of sitting on your phone waiting for your turn, checking out your Twitter feed kind of thing, and everybody stays engaged, which is something that's super awesome about the game.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but
I completely agree.
How many times have I been at a convention and I'm playing a board game and somebody's turn and they've been playing like Catan on their phone, and you're just like, and they're like, what did everybody else do? I was like, please leave.
Right. Yes. Yes. You're not welcome here anymore.
Yeah. Please go somewhere else. All right.
Well, and it's a game that, especially when you think about it, and it is where the fact that the luxury tiles are unique, you need to, if you're not paying attention to what other people are doing, you described it nicely in your video about this, that when you're deciding what role to take, you are in some cases, and probably behooves you, right? The players who are getting, playing that game within the game are watching, okay, so based on what this person, the next person going has been doing, what do I see that is probably their optimal play? And can I then position myself to where when they do this, I am in the right position to I can maximize what I'm doing, but then also benefit from what is their optimal play.
Yeah,
right.
And you can kind of make them do some of the heavy lifting for you.
Yes.
And you can do more. So
that everybody gets to do something on each turn is a big deal, and that this game, while you are working on your own map, you are kind of pulled together because of the fact that choices are made does determine what I get to do, and there are finite resources. And what I mean by finite, I am talking about the luxury tiles. Yes. Right where they are. And so that's a big deal. And then I'll just use it because you were kind of talking about the Kickstarter. What we've done, we're looking at the prototype here, and we've been getting some really nice feedback, and I've put in some of the updates and whatnot. So what we've done, what's been unlocked to date, is additional luxury tiles. So we've got 2 new sets. We are not looking at all of them. The number of luxury tiles that are set out are 1 more than the players who are in the game. So if you got 4 players, you're going to have 5 of each color. In the case of you and I playing, we've got 3 of each color. But so we've added additional luxury tiles so that you get more variance in potential starts. We also, the next stretch reward to unlock will be additional economic buildings. And so that will increase those potential options. And one of the other things that's unlocked is we are doing rubble shaped pieces for these, and stretch reward at 9,000 is actually to go to the acrylic chips.
Ooh.
So that you'll actually be looking at those. And then at 10,000, we move from the cubes to shaped pieces.
Isn't it crazy?
So,
I mean, we should start playing, otherwise we're going to be forever. But I mean, isn't it
absolutely
crazy how, like, when Agricola came out in 2008?
That sounds right.
I mean, right around there. The fact that people were going to get Animeeples. I mean, people lost their minds. That the fact that we were going to actually have, like, instead of a cube representing a cow, you're gonna get a little piece of wood that shaped like a cow. It was just I mean, what was Seth Hyatt Games back in the day? But now I mean, he's like 3 different companies later. Seth is, but I mean, but no. But I mean, that put Mayday Games on the map, because he was
totally.
You didn't get the limited.
How can you not have the upgrade? For Agricola,
and that was just like, oh yeah, I can sell you a bag of wood that cost me 5 cents for $20. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, people went off the deep end on that for sure. We've also updated. So we're doing the amphora for instead of a pawn, right? So it's going to be that shape. So little things that, like I said, in the updates and discussions, the feedback from backers has been nice. And you were talking about, like, oh, what's the purpose with the small goal? It's like, well, as we look at things and can kind of talk about people, as we kind of look at mechanisms to improve this, what do you like? That's like the coins are going to be different, right? We're going to have different sizes, and it's not going to say 1 and 5. Like, as we're working with a prototype, you want to recognize that, like, the artwork that you see is there, but these pieces are going to be different, right? in a perfect world, they're going to be the acrylic chips, and that these are going to be shapes. But those are all things that, as we're playing on Tabletopia, you're looking at a functional.
Now, if somebody watches this and says, "I'd really like to try this game out," can anybody else get this on Tabletopia? Can they?
Yes, absolutely.
So you would just go to Tabletopia and type in Thera, and you could download this module and play it.
Yeah, and we have the link. It's weird because when I try and do that, I feel like it shows up and isn't there. But we've got the link posted on the Kickstarter page. We've got it posted on BGG. I can send it to you, so you can put it out there like as a comment within this video.
No,
so
actually, once the video, because after we're done being live, it'll post to my channel, and I'll make sure. I'll give me that link, and I'll put it so people can give it a roll. And I'm assuming you can download the rules for Thera on
Tabletopia, and on what we have is the quick start on BGG, and then we have the links on Kickstarter as well.
And once again, not to kiss the designer and Keith's butt on this one, but there is a quick start rule book that basically walks you through like the first 4 turns of a game, and just says, "Oh, well, you'll do," and it just basically it's a great way to learn the game. I wish more games would do that. Like, hey, and then after you've walked through the whole thing, you realize, oh, that's all that stuff works. Now let's just go backwards in time 5 minutes because we just did the first 4 turns, and let's just start it new. And because we all know how this works now. That was fabulous.
I'm happy to hear you say that. Yeah, we that to me is driven by the migration of how digital games have gone, right? I tend to play PC. My son plays on the PS whatever and Xbox and such. But where I remember, playing XCOM and Panzer General, back in the day.
Yeah.
And you had the books that were literally like square bound, right? The rule books were a novel unto themselves.
They were dense.
Yeah, exactly. And that was maybe part of the fun or whatnot. Whereas now, I would contend that the games aren't less dense. I mean, the interface has certainly been streamlined for all the advances you can get, but it's like when Firaxis did the new XCOMs, I loved those games. I enjoyed them. I don't feel like they were any less involved, but you get to start it quicker. And so that was the spirit of it, is like, look, let's let somebody be able to open up the game and play it. Like, they don't have to, nobody's got to, like, the night before has to read the rules and know this. It's like, you can get up, set it up, and be into the game in, 5 minutes. That's what we want.
I see all kinds of people who complain, the tutorial missions where every game has that thing. This is how you move in stealth, and this is how you do this, and they're like, why are you doing this? And it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, because you don't want to read the rules. I mean, yeah, and also it also costs them less money. They don't have to print out the rule book, right?
Also true.
Yeah.
Also
anyway,
true.
Are you going first or am I going first? Who's
You're hosting? You can go first. I think that's how that works, right?
I don't know. Sure. Then I'm going to take this little dude and we'll put this here. And the first player thing doesn't move at all. That is just a marker to designate, to make sure everybody gets the same number of turns in the game. So, but anyway, so I will go first. So just so everybody can see exactly, I'm going to zoom in again here, just real briefly here. So this is my player board. And so as you can see, there you get some starting buildings that are located right here. You get this fountain that creates water. You have this is a builder, right? No, I'm sorry.
It's a small quarry.
It's a small
that's
quarry.
The worker.
Yes.
That's the worker.
That's
icon.
The worker. Yeah, worker icon. This is your small quarry, so you can create some stone. And you notice there's some water on there, so he can make more stone. You start with these resources located over here. These are piles of ash, as I said earlier. When you remove a pile of ash, it has a 1 victory point on the other side, so that's an incentive to.
And if we get to the chips, right, then you're just going to have the chips in front of you that are off the board. That'll be your victory point count, right? So that'll just naturally go. But as we've done it, the reverse side.
And then you can notice that some of each of us has this big rock that you can't do anything with. It just blocks your path. And then you notice that there are some, like, the further away you get from your starting area, you get more victory points for being able to build there. And you notice that it actually has these color codes. And if you remember, those color codings are going to match up with these buildings that are over here. And then you get bonus points if you're able to build, build a brown building on a brown spot, and so on and so forth as you go through the game. But anyway, so
did you get to play 2-player just to make you fully informed? Because I got the impression you might have been playing with some of your...
I played with 3 or 4. Is there
okay.
an alteration?
Just want you to be aware. Minor. Just what happens when you choose a role, as the favor is redistributed, where the last favor token is dropped, we will execute that role. You and I just do the global actions. So when you're taking a role, you will know, assuming it's not the priestess, that the other role that will execute immediately is 2 away from it, so that you have full planning ability for optimizing what happens.
So for what you're saying then to me is that if I chose the worker, we go through this whole process, and then because I dropped the last one on the builder, each of us would get to do the basic process.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Well, why don't I just start with that then? I like using the worker. So when you use the worker, what happens is that you will, it has a power of 2 on it right now. And what this has is this dude's going to work. And so all of us get to do that. But the bonus here, and then correct me if I'm wrong, Keith, is that if there was 3 on here, I would get to do another worker action if I wanted to.
That is right.
And then if I had 6 on here, I get a stone, correct?
Also correct.
Okay. Yeah. So
you are a master of this game, sir.
Yeah. I'll just say the rules are. So I'm going to pay a coin because I want to take 2 because I have 2 pieces of water here.
Yes.
Just sitting there, waiting to fuel these hard workers. So, what each of us here is going to do, we're going to, if we choose, correct, we can activate the workers that we have, and that takes 1, and then the laborer here you can see it has a 1 water equals 1 stone. So I will do that, and I will grab, and the gray is the stone. No, gray is not the stone.
The black
is the stone.
Yeah. The black bag anyway.
I will grab 1 black, 1 thing on there to create a stone, and Keith can do that as well if he wishes.
Mm-hmm. And I do. I am. Okay. I have done that.
Well, have you done that?
Yes.
Why am I not seeing your stuff moving?
Is it possible we are in the different rooms?
My hand. Do you see my hand moving around?
Oh, you know what? I don't.
Are you in a different room? This is hilarious.
This is hilarious. What's the number? What's the letter code on where you are?
The letter code is like BH7YZU.
Oh, well, no, we are not in the same room. That's outstanding. How is that?
The fact that I've been moving around and pointing stuff out, and you're just.
I've been looking at what you've been doing. I've been fine. I've just been looking at that on the screen and been like, clearly in my own.
Oh, so you're looking at the live stream, but you're not looking at you're not looking at your own.
So
board.
let me back out of this.
Hilarious. While you're doing that, I am going to take my other water off. And I'm going to grab another stone and place that on my laborer as well. And
I'm going back.
We had some computer issues earlier, and so we were trying to get. We had multiple.
It was. You said Bravo Hotel 7. That's the letters that are at the end.
You are such a Marine. Yes, Bravo Hotel 7. Yes, was the beginning of the numerical or the alphanumeric codage, if you will.
Let's see.
Do I need to resend the link that you sent me to you?
Yeah, maybe. Although I just tried to click, it's gonna make me watch. It's weird. It's like we're offline.
Well, it's because you're in this one. It says. Yeah, hold on. Is it the other computer by any chance?
Nope. No.
Here, this is. I just resent you the same code. Um, Keith can just tell me what turn you want. I can do this thing. So I'm gonna remove.
Yeah,
one of
I'm
his
gonna
water
do. I'm gonna do
right
it.
now.
Oh yeah, what you're. So
And I'm gonna put this on here for Keith. So he still has one water, however, but he can't do that extra action that's located there. So I'm going to take this blue cube and move it here, and I'm going to take this blue cube and move it here, like so. And I'll take this coin off and I'll spend it. This will be my spend pile over here, so it's easier to grab that stuff when I need it. And then, according to the rules that Keith just explained to me, how's the computer going? Figuring it out there, Keith?
I think you're gonna be playing for me is what it looks like.
Really? Okay.
I can sit here and or we can restart, but I'm inclined
no.
Put you to work. We'll just do it
rolling.
this way.
So this one, so we all get to do the builder. So so the builder action is this. You're just gonna sit back and let me do this, aren't you?
Yeah, right. It's awesome. This is perfect. This is actually what I had planned all along.
All right, so the builder will activate like obviously anything that we have that symbol on, but I don't think anybody has that symbol on their board at this point.
Right.
Because we haven't built anything that has that symbol. All right, so then
the builders, just so you know, the builder is the laborer. If you go look at the economic buildings, which labor hasn't unlocked yet, but that's where in the lower right you can see the icons that activate. And that was also, you were kind of talking about like the quick start rules. That's also, you don't have to lock the other economic buildings. These 3 that are locked, you see up in the turns where after the 3rd time token or favor token is removed, it says open industry. You don't have to wait, right? The idea is to, again, let the players get started and in some ways limit their choices to the most common resources so that you can kind of see other and what. And then if you're feeling a little bit exotic and feel like you want to move equipment around and move resources around and do the Carter or the money lender, if you want to go more of a cash strategy or whatever, then fine. But that was the idea, to kind of let you have fewer choices so that they're not overwhelming, has a negative connotation, but so that they're not, right? So that you don't get encumbered by that.
All right. So the builder allows you to obviously build, but also for a rock, you can spend a rock that allows you to remove an ash, right?
Yes.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's
so.
it.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but you can do either of those in whatever order you wish. It should be mentioned also that like the ash doesn't prevent you from building on the spot. It's just there, right? You will just put the building underneath the ash, and then eventually you'll want to remove it, obviously. But so, or maybe not. Maybe you don't. You're going to go a heavy ash strategy. Though I don't see that as a likely situation. All right.
There was a time when we thought about having it be a bonus when you cleared off all the ash of the island, and eventually we decided, upon evaluating it, the decision was made by Zach not to do that. When I say that, I mean, I think we were all on board that it was just like, no, it's its own reward if you do that by getting those victory points. You didn't need it.
No, I'd agree. So 2 coins and 2 rocks will build me a quarry, and I can build a pasture. See, it's kind of neat that, I mean, and you can. So what are you going to build there if you're going to build anything?
Am I supposed to tell you that?
Well, I thought it was all. I thought it was all like like technically. I mean,
you go first on your turn. You get to go first, and that can matter, especially when you're drawing from things that are that. What I will say is, I'm going. If you want me to tell you, I will probably go the Grove. But if you were thinking, I want to do something different than you do, I prefer not to be pursuing the same thing.
You're not going to build a big special building. You're not going to.
Not to start with. No, that was not one.
And the cool thing is also you're able to reserve buildings as well. Like, which is like, oh, I want to be able to build this in the future, but I don't have the right stuff. You have the ability to reserve, and you reserve the building using the planner, or what is it? It's a special ability from.
You're absolutely right. If you have 6 tokens on the planner, and that again in the game becomes huge, right? Because you may see something that fits very well into your strategy, and other people, right? The luxury buildings are going to be beneficial to people, and you may see something where it's like, I realize if this person gets it, it is extremely valuable to them. And so, it's not as valuable to me, but it's still good, right? The luxury buildings are good. And so you have cause. And sometimes you can use that plan to take the building and be like, I don't have to build it next, right? It's not like a queue that you've created. Yeah. You can have the plan in front of you and be like, sorry, you don't get it.
Absolutely. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go heavy rocks. I think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend 2 rocks.
You're gonna be a temple man, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm going to temple. I'm gonna spend 2 rocks, and I'm gonna spend 2 coins, and I'm gonna take a quarry. And it's cool. Like, you actually like the reverse side when it's built looks all pretty and stuff. And then obviously, I gotta put this stuff on top of the quarry, like so. So I built that there, and I get 1 victory point for building there.
You don't take that now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do at the end, right?
Right.
And then
if you were to get it, so yeah, I see where you were thinking. Where you built, you would get a victory point if it were an agora, one of the brown luxury buildings. That's what those victory points in the lower right are when you build the appropriate luxury building. That's right. That.
But each building has a victory point thing where you'll flip and you'll show it as well, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And then I'm actually going to spend an extra rock to remove the ash from there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah. So now, how can I handle your turn for you, good sir?
Oh yeah, exactly. If you would do the Grove, if you please. I'm sorry for that. It's weird that I can't get back in.
Well, you should be able to. You should if you close all of your tabs for Tabletopia and log out of Tabletopia, you should be able to log back in. But that's just my opinion. But who knows?
As an observer, I guess I'm not going to hurt anything by doing that, right? Because I'm just an observer.
Yeah.
All right. You talked me into it. I'll see if I can.
Regardless, and then watch everything blow up. Regardless, you get to spend a wood. Oops, and keep grabbing the whole table instead of grabbing the thing. Grab the wood and 2 coins. So I'm just gonna make this little pile of stuff that you spent over here, and then we're gonna have to. Do you want to spend a rock to remove your ash or no?
If we could, please. Yeah.
All right, I'll move the ash for you. That makes things a little bit easier. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to place these. My Tabletopia skills are not nearly as good as my Tabletop Simulator skills, but I am enjoying the fact that this stuff is sticking to these spots way better. Oh, because I'm going to have to flip this now. Huh. That's cool. Notice it's like I of course I screwed it up, but did you notice when I flipped it, they stayed on the thing? That was super cool. That does not happen in Tabletop Simulator, or it probably does, and it's just a setting I don't have. It's kind of like grabbing the what's the word we're looking for here? Grabbing the pulling the the tablecloth out from underneath the.
Oh yeah, the rage doll for sure.
Yeah, and also one of the classic lines from Ghostbusters when they're tearing apart the dining hall.
The flowers are still standing.
wait! I've always wanted to do this. Just pulls everything off the table.
That was awesome.
We got 6 people. We got people watching us live. So if you have any questions about Thera, or if you have questions for me or Keith Blume, by all means, please type those into the comments. And thank you very much for watching it. And check out the Kickstarter, which is live right now. How many days you got left in the Kickstarter right
now? It ends Monday night.
All right, so get in now, or cry forever, as they say.
There we go.
All right, did you manage to get back in or no?
Because I didn't sign in, I just signed in as a guest, so it's not acknowledging me.
All right,
so I'll go back and watch. It clearly was.
Hey, it happens. So where do you want to move the choice selection spot? Where do you want to move that to?
So let's see if it'll let me in.
Oh, are you still tempting? Okay, I'll wait.
I was trying.
We can wait patiently.
I was trying.
I was watching a thing about I don't know if you watch Red Letter Media. They it's a YouTube channel that grew to great fame over their very long, they did reviews of the Star Wars prequels that were actually longer than the actual movies, and they grew to great fame over that. This group, and now they've kind of transferred into more of like all swaths of all movie genres or whatever. But they did a they did like a 45-minute Ghostbusters, like basically taking a look at Ghostbusters and like kind of picking it apart and stuff like that. And they both described that as it is a perfect movie. It is just like it
certainly was enjoyable. That's for sure.
It is just there's a perfect level of comedy and what have you in it. So pretty good. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything we're doing right now. As I'm waiting for Keith to maybe.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I still haven't been able to log in. I'm such a loser. All right, let us make it.
Can't go to the worker.
1, 2, 3, and that'll have us do really.
Here,
really. Let's see if I can plan that better. There's 3 on that. Let's do. Here we go. Let's do planner.
All right, we're going to go to the planner.
Yeah.
You have 3 discs on there. So the opening thing is this is how we're going to move stuff about the cabin or whatever. So, and also if we had any buildings that had this symbol on them, we get to activate those as well. But in this case, this is a little cart, and there's a little 4 on there. That means that Keith is going to, and myself for that matter, are both going to get to do 4 movements of resources on the board. If your one movement moves 1 resource as far as you want to, as long as they don't start in ash or they don't hit ash. So what happens when you hit ash? Well, if you start in ash, to move out of it takes 1 of those 4 movements. Once you hit ash, you have to stop, and then you have to move out. So you can see, like, if I were to take this particular cube, he could move here, but that's pretty much it. But he could also then move up to here, and it's orthogonal movement. It is not a diagonal movement. So you go here and then here, and that would be 1 movement. If I went from here to here, that's 1 movement, and then if I picked him up again, that's 1 movement. As I pick up the entire table again, if this cube was leaving this spot with ash and went to here, that's 1 movement, because they're leaving a spot with ash. So that's why ash screws things up and makes it so it's very difficult for you to get your stuff around to the spots that you want to do. And this is a game of planning, right? It is a game of moving forward and like figuring out what you want to do in the future. But anyway, so Keith, what do you want to do for your first point of movement?
Yeah, so I chose wood as my initial resource, and the luxury buildings that use a lot of wood are the vineyards, and the vineyard complex where we get the bonuses. When you look at that mountain tile you were talking about, we'll see the 3 red spaces to the south, southeast, and east. And so for that idea, then I'm thinking I'm going to, so I look up here and see that basically I've got stone. I don't have any, well, no, I do. Did I use it up? I used it up for the grove, building the grove. So I've got stone and cloth in play. So I will take a, let's do, let me just look and see how many we got. 1 stone. Let's do 1 stone and 1 cloth and move it each of those 2 spaces to get to where they are in the site just south of the mountain.
All right. So then this would be 1 movement.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 2 movements.
That's it.
And then 1 movement and then 2 movements. And that is
yes.
your 4 movement.
Yes.
Now I have 4 movement, and I need to. So as Keith deduced, like there are certain buildings that take a lot of stone to create, and you can see 4 stones, 6 stone, 2 stone, and you notice that these are the blue type areas over here. So this is unfortunate because it's going to take a little while for me to get my rocks there. But Rome, as they say, was not built in a day. So I will move 1 and then 2, and then I will move 1 and then 2, like so, because I want to get my rocks up to these blue spots, so I can start and I eventually, if I go for this guy who's just doesn't give me any powers, but it's going to give me 4 victory points when I build him. I need to get a lamb up there as well. Just at the temple, I guess, lamb's blood or something. No, it's the wool. I'm just trying to be.
Well, one could say that's probably what you just said is probably right. Somewhere along the process of its existence.
Yes. All right. So then,
I certainly think of them as sacrifices, right? Is like if you're sacrificing wood for victory points, I'm thinking that's some type of pyre.
Well, there you go.
If it's the cloth, that's just me thinking. Whatever. Anyway,
there is a family restaurant that my family's probably gonna go eat at today. That is one of those all night. You can get breakfast anytime thing, and it says breakfast, a day's work for a chicken. A lifetime commitment for the pig.
Nice. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. It's like
that is funny.
Yeah, and my kids still are. They're like, oh, but bacon tastes good.
Oh yeah, and pork chops taste good. Yeah,
they do.
little Pulp Fiction action.
Pulp Fiction. That was a good reference. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, so here we go. All right, so then.
So I actually don't shortchange me, sir. I do get my personal thing. So I get a VP. Because there were 3 on there. So if you could slide up the counter 1, that gets captured immediately.
Oh, okay. So there's 3, you get 1. And then I should have asked, are you going to spend any coinage?
I am not going to spend any coin. I don't think that is a good use of it at this point in time. I do get an additional move. I get a move for every 2. And so what I would like to do, I'm looking, let's take, if we could move the cloth 1 east, the one that is right below the mountain. Sorry, the cloth that's 1 below the mountain. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
All right. And then that's all the bonuses. So now we get over to the priestess.
Yes, because that's an example where I wanted to plan ahead, right? Because now we get to make it rain. You and I get the global effects of that. That drove, I was going to take a different choice, but in the case of this sequencing, it seemed a better move because we were going to get stuck with the builder again and nothing would have moved, right? That would have been not a well used.
All right, so the priestess creates water. Everything that has that symbol on it, the priestess symbol, which the only thing we have right now is our fountain, or natural spring, or whatever you want to call it. The fountain is kind of cool that it actually will create water. When it creates its water, you can place it in a spot next to it. So you can kind of fuel up a place that's next to it. So I'm going to place mine in my good quarry right here, like so. And where do you want to put your water, sir?
So we get 3 total, and yeah, if you could put that on the grove, if you could put 2 on the grove and 1 more, so for what would then become a total 2 on the small quarry.
On the small quarry.
Yes,
all right,
please.
And I can't see myself wanting to put mine anywhere but on my good quarry, since I get 2 stone for every water.
What I would say is you would probably want to put 1, and this is a suggestion, your call. I would think you would put 1 on the small quarry, because then when worker is chosen, each one of your worker buildings executes.
That is true. And if you choose it, then I get the you can witness the full power of this battle station.
I tend to keep them within 1 of each other. It's like I would be reticent to have 3 on my grove and 1 on that. That's my thinking, and I'm sure that there are people who do it slightly differently. But that's kind of my.
Now, because this is a 2-player game question, we don't take a disc off right now, do we?
When we go to redistribute the priestess, we actually do. Yes, that does.
But we're not redistributing priestess. We're just getting that power from it, right?
Those do redistribute. Let me just confirm.
But only when we select it. We're just getting a little added bonus because we're playing a 2-player game, and because of the fact that that's the last one that was put on.
I'm going to double check it so that I don't misspeak.
And why did you say we got 3 water? I thought it was because it says 2 on here.
You get 1 for the fountain. 1 for the fountain.
Oh yeah, the fountain gives you a bonus. That's right.
The fountain has the requirement that you described, where it's got to be adjacent, right,
within
in the cardinal directions.
But then the other 2 we can place wherever we want.
Yep, that's anywhere.
Because it's rain from the heavens is the process that we're discussing.
Yeah, so that it is on page 18 of the full rules, we do redistribute.
Even just no, I don't think. Are you sure? I mean, I'll bust out my rules, but I mean, I don't think we redistribute because you activated the planner. We're just getting the bonus from playing 2 players. Because that's the last disc that we played on the priestess.
It says both players perform only the global actions of the decreed role. The current player does not gain any of the favored stuff and can't spend coins. Once both have performed the global actions on the roll, the current player redistributes favor tokens on the decreed roll, which is the secondary one that we did. That means 2 rolls will be redistributed every turn.
All right. Well, then I apologize. We did not.
Don't apologize.
We didn't do that correctly the first time. So I am going to take one of these discs off because we're redistributing the priestess, and that's how the game.
Oh, I think you did it right. This is now when it happens. This is the first time priestess was taken.
All right.
So you did everything right. You don't need to fall on the sword.
Well. All right. So there we go. Wow. There's a lot of stuff on that builder. But I don't have any resources to do anything with it right now. Man, you really kind of jazzed me here.
Well, the trader's looking pretty nice.
Well, yeah, but I don't have any goods on my port. Neither do you.
Yeah, but you can make some money.
Well, I can take 2 coins. Yeah, I suppose.
Although that'll trigger the builder, right? There's 4 on there, I believe. So that one may or may not be a good thing. I did kind of hose you. That wasn't very nice of me, really.
Yeah.
So the pawn would stay on the priestess, just so you know, right? You cannot choose that one again.
Well, no, but see, this is where I think you're screwing up a little bit here, Keith. And I'm not trying to tell the designer or the developer of the game his business here.
But no, it's all good.
But you picked the planner on your turn.
Yep.
So the pawn doesn't move to the priestess. That's just the added bonus from playing 2 players, is that we drop that on there, and then you get to pick. I could go and pick the priestess now if I wanted to, which is why I am thinking. I don't think you redistribute again. I maybe I can get out. You know what? I'm going to go get my rules. Give me a second.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that.
One of the few copies of the game in existence right now.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
Page 18. Get these out. Two-player. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna. Here we go. In a head-to-head game of Thera, the Manisian king is paying special attention to your efforts and hands down decrees as to what work shall be done at what time. Smart curators can predict and manipulate which decrees the king hands down and use them for their benefit. During step 5, the current player takes note of which roll the last favor token they placed landed on. Do not pass the current player pawn to the other player during this step. It's like a new step is added at the end of the turn. It's like the current player moves the roll pawn to the roll. Note, okay, here we go. This is the decreed roll. Both players perform only the global actions of the decreed roll. The current player does not gain any of the favored actions. Once both players have performed the global action, the current player redistributes. Well, I mean, if we want to go by the rules, Keith would be right. But
why on earth would we do that? Good heavens!
All right, I am chastised. All right. Well, yeah, you did kind of jazz me here a little bit. Whatever. I'm gonna go to the worker then.
I would argue that probably is the move, actually.
So worker, let's see here. I could spend extra coins to get to do more work, but I think I'm going to be fine with the work that I got. So trade in this for this, and then trade in this for this, and might as well get more rocks. My rock kingdom. And then what are you going to do for your work, sir?
Yeah, if you could pull 1 water off of the small quarry and the grove, generating a stone and a wood, respectively.
Oh, wait a minute. I did my turn wrong. I did not pay extra to do an extra work action. So I will return 1 water to the thing. All right. So I will redistribute my 1 thing to here. And then I will go and we are going to do the planner, which will allow us to move things, get 4 movement. I as of yet, let me just see something. I just need 6 rocks for that. And I need 4 rocks for that. So, well, I'm going to move rocks with my 4 moves. So we'll go 1, 2, and then 3, 4. What are you gonna do with your 4 moves, sir?
Could you take the wood and move it basically 2 moves so that it is just south of the mountain? And if you could move a, what do we want? What do we want? Could we do a cloth 1 east? And let's do let's move a stone up to the fountain, if you would. And that's my 4. Yep.
If you want to be live on the internet, yes, you can say something. Hold on, my wife needs to ask me something. One moment, please. Well, it was a good thing. She was asking me what I wanted for lunch. So
Nice.
yeah. All right. So I moved your stuff, and now we're going to redistribute. As per the rules, Keith, we redistribute these. I don't know where you were coming from.
Yeah, I agree with you. Kind of, what idea was that? Good grief.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I had to get these rules out for your game to teach you how to play, but let's just go ahead and put these in here and forget this ever happened. All right. Your action, sir. It looks like you could go to the builder, or you can go to the builder or the trader. Those are your options.
I think I am going to go, actually. Unbelievable. I didn't set that up very well. I thought I had you in my sights, and I'm looking now. I'm like, nah, you need another turn.
Yeah, I got to figure out how
whoever sorted these tiles is terrible. Oh,
yeah,
it's
I
terrible.
know.
Do I want to do that? Maybe that's the. No, that's not it. And that's not it. Well, it'll pop. All right, I'll take the trader.
All right, so the trader is interesting. And I'm gonna zoom in here so people can see this. So these options here is you can take 2 coins, or you can sell your stuff, or you can buy stuff. So like even if you don't have anything in the port, you can just get some money. You know, I don't know, you go and go diving for coins or something. I don't know.
You're collecting. You're going there to collect. That's the idea.
Yeah. And then you can see up there 2 coins buys a rock, or sell. You can get 2 coins for a rock. You can get 3 coins for 3 coins for silk or a lamb or whatever you want to call that, wool, cloth, and then 5 coins for timber. Timber is worth a lot of money. And you can either, and those are the 3 options you can do. And then the bonuses are, for every 2 that are on there, you get more money. And then if there's 5 of them on there, you can do another buy or sell. And then the final one there, and then correct me if I'm wrong on this, is for every how does that one work? For 10, you'll just get 2 silk or a wood.
Yes.
If you somehow power it up to that level. So do you want to spend any money on this right now, Keith?
I do not. There's 5 on there from what I counted. So I think that's hitting right at the sweet spot.
That is what you have. So so for starters, are you going to take 2 money? Are you going to buy, or are you going to sell?
I will take 2 money, effectively 4 all in, right? Because you get 2 for every. I get 2 for every. I get 1 for every 2 favor on there. Sorry, saying that backwards.
There's your 4 money, you jerk.
That's me.
And then, man, I spent too much money. I really needed a wool, and I because in order to get a pasture, I need a wool, but I can't get any wool until I have a pasture. Man, it's like I can't get a job if I'm in the unless I'm in the union, but I can't get in the union unless I have a job.
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
Yeah, just so unfortunately, yes, I'm just gonna take my 2 coins, and we will think about our mistakes carefully.
Yeah.
So we'll populate. So 1, and again with the collecting everything. 2.
So I do get to trade. That's the other thing I have. I can
Yeah,
buy
I
or sell.
apologize.
That's okay. I'm gonna spend 5 and get a wood.
All right, and then that goes on the spot there.
Yeah, and then you can actually leave 2 because
we're gonna go all the way back around.
Right again. Yep.
Back in. So I'll just return your 2 here, and this actually does now work in my favor because I actually didn't see that. So I'm going to use it to.
If you want to undo it, I'm totally fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So there you go.
We're just having fun. So
I will spend 3 coins because I can take the action again. I'm going to spend my 3 coins, and I'm going to buy a lamb, and I'm going to raise it well, and it's kind of like in Agricola when you can keep 1 animal in the house in Agricola, but eventually at some point you're going to have to slaughter it for food.
There you go.
All right, so there we go. That is, you've selected that, and we've redistributed. And man, that builder is just sitting there saying, use my spot, but I can't yet until I'm able to move some things around. I need to get some stuff moved around so I can do what I want to do.
Yep. Yeah, I did not set that up, or maybe I just wasn't in a position to be able to do it. Is what happened. I think I think we're in the same boat.
Actually, this will work out really well, I think. Or I'm going to say it will, and we'll see what happens. I'm actually going to do this because there's 1 disc on here, which means it's going to end up there, which means I'm going to be able to build anyway. So I'm going to be able to do 4 moves, and
that's nicely played. That's the move, right? Because Yep.
So I want to be able. I need to be able to build a pasture, and I need 2 rocks. No, what do I need for a pasture? I need a rock, well, wait a minute here. Hold on a second. 1, 2. No, I can't. Wait a minute. 1, 2. Actually, no. I'm gonna do it. Because I could build this one with 2 rocks and then this one is what? 6 rocks and 2 coins. 4 rocks. Okay, so let's do this then. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to spend 1 movement. So God, just grab the cube, please. Yes. So 1 movement to here, 1 movement to here, 1 movement to here. There, that's 3, and I have 1 more movement left, and I will just move this rock over to here to get that rock closer to this spot over there.
Nice.
And that is my movement, and I didn't spend any money, so I don't get any bonuses or anything because there's only 1 disc on there. What are you going to do for your 4 movement?
Okay, if you could take the wood from the port and move it to where it is underneath the mountain.
So this would be 1 move to get to here because there's no ash, and then that's another move. So that's 2. What are the other 2 moves?
Could we get the cloth that is the bottom row 3 to the right? Yeah. Could you slide that up underneath the mountain?
So that's 1 move.
That's
you got 1 left.
3.
We got 1 left.
Can we move the stone from the fountain east?
Look at all that. Look at all those great resources you got sitting there waiting to go.
I'm just all happy.
So now we're here, and this is a little bit disappointing because this is all going to get this giant stack of power is going to be redistributed, and I don't get to take advantage of it, but I do get to build. So
yes, and you get to build first, right? That's the thing to recognize.
So I'm going to build this temple, and that's going to cost me this stone, this sheep that we don't talk about. And that stone. And I got God, I keep moving the whole thing. And then I got to move this off, and then we get to remove. So we'll move that there. I'm going to place that into that spot. I've built a beautiful temple that's covered in ash. But I built it in the location of the right kind, right? So
yes,
I
you
built
are
a
along
temple.
the cliffs, making a beautiful location for a temple. Yes.
So notice that little 3 victory points there. So I get to place this down there, and I get to move my pawn up like so. There, because I built my temple in the right spot. And that's actually, I never even thought about that. It's on the cliffs. It overlooks the sea or what have you. And people can gaze upon my works, ye mighty and despair.
Absolutely.
I am Ozymandias, the King of Kings.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So that is my build. I'm assuming you're going to build something in this little spot here.
Yes, I would like to build the vineyard that requires the sheep. Yes, that one that you have your hand. Yes, please.
All right, so why don't you explain what this is? So this says 2 victory points, or the option here is you can move around in one orthogonal direction. If I'm reading this correctly, like what does this mean? This other side, like
so it's a great question. So this actually is an end game bonus that occurs, and if I have other luxury buildings that are adjacent in the orthogonally to this vineyard, that'll generate victory points for me at the end of the game. So you can kind of think of it in the sense that vineyards are something that benefits from proximity to other buildings or sites that would draw, their use, that would be cause for drinking wine and socializing, etc. So that's, you see that with I feel like Zach did a wonderful job with the buildings, with the ideas of why they are what they are, like the temples. As you see some of the ones that are here, like the temple that's in the second row, when you build that, when the priestess role is chosen, that actually generates wood somewhere around it. So that's a case where the temple in that case is a provider. And you've got some temples that you can sacrifice resources or offer resources for victory points, and they have to be on the temple, like what you described. That concept stays the same. And palaces, you'd benefit from building them early, because you're then have more of an administrative control of the island. And and the agoras tend to accelerate the end game, right? The places where people are meeting, common central low-rise locations. So I feel like they're nicely designed in that capacity.
And the fact that all of those spots, every single spot other than the beginning 4 the beginning 3 that you have, your port, your quarry, and your fountain, all of them have that little bonus to build on. And so when you build production buildings, you are actually mortgaging your ability to gain more victory points in building those spots. So it's absolutely it's a balance, right? It's a little bit of worry, if you will.
Yes.
All right. So let's distribute this monster.
Did you take your we need to knock off Ash, and you need to take your globals, because
this isn't globals, remember, because this is the decreed action.
Oh, you built planner. I'm sorry, you're right on. We can still remove Ash. That is a global, though.
Yes, that is absolutely a global. So we can remove 1 Ash, and then we can spend. Now, does the stone need to be in the same spot as the ash, or can
it can be orthogonal as well?
Orthogonal as well. All right. So, you know what? I'm going to remove this stone, and I'm going to remove this ash right here off of my fountain. What will you be doing?
Could I? In the vineyard, could we remove 1 stone and 1 ash? And then from the small quarry, could you take 1 stone and actually remove the ash on the fountain? Thank you, sir.
Oh, I didn't realize you could do with every single stone that you have. Then I'm going to remove this guy. And I'll move that ash there to kind of start freeing up the pathway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing that kind of starts to, that to me becomes the strategy, right? As you're trying to create lines to get stuff efficiently from point A to point B.
Yep. All right. So
nice job on getting the temple out there fast. That was well done.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Thanks, buddy. All right. So it's your turn, man. And all these weak actions just sitting here with
yeah,
with stuff on them.
We got nothing. Let's do what do I want? I think so. That's 3. Oh, we're gonna go 4. It takes us to that. And then it'll go. I haven't played 2-player very often. I do like that where you kind of have to, you're looking at what comes next type thing. Let's do, man, I know that's not going to work out for me. Let's take let me look at something here real quick. That's just not going to go quite well. Yeah, let's do trader.
All right, you traitor. No. So we'll go here, and that's going to be, so I gotta think. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to get another planner action. Okay, fair. All right. So what do you want to do with your looks like you're going to get some bonus money.
Yeah. So my net event, I'm going to take it's going to be one thing ultimately. I'm going to take the 2 coin. I get an additional coin because of the 2 that are on there. And I'm going to spend that total of 3 for a cloth. So if you could just drop 1 cloth on the port, that would be awesome.
Because how do you as I'm bouncing back and forth here. So you get, so are you, but you only have a power. So walk me through that. You have a power.
Oh wait, no, I was trying to cheat. Hold on a second. So I get,
yeah, you're trying to cheat.
That's not bad. So
you're gonna have to spend 2 more coins if you want to do that.
Yeah, that's not how that's gonna go down. I am going to get 1. It'll cost. No, I have to spend 2. That's what I got to do. I have to spend 2. I very much apologize. I totally blew that. So my net effect is spend 2 coins, get a cloth. That's what's happening.
So you're spending 2, you're getting a cloth because you are taking a buy action of 3, but you have to, but you're getting 1. So
yes,
we'll go over here. We'll remove 2 coins, and then we'll add this cloth back.
Perfect. Yes.
There. All right.
I was trying to negotiate, and I was not successful.
Yeah.
That's what. I was like, no, I think you're not quite setting that up.
I don't have any money, so I'm just gonna take 2 coins. Can't buy or sell anything anyway, so I'll just take 2 coins. My turn was easy. So then we'll redistribute. We'll go 1, 2, 3. and we're going to go to the planner again.
Mhm.
Now the planner, we both get the basic process, which is going to be moving the stuffs. So you go first, sir. What do you want to move with your forward movement?
Could I move the cloth from the port over to the furthest right? Yeah, one more to the right.
That's one.
Yeah.
That's one move.
Yeah. And let's see. And then the water's where I want it. That stone is fine. Could I move the stone from the pasture? Where do I want to go with that? Where else can I? Oh, let's move it. Let's move that down to just right of the grove. I said pasture, I meant grove. Yeah, that's perfect.
So that's only one move. You can move it further if you wanted.
That's two. No, I think we're good on that. And
You want to do anything with this rock?
I think I'm going to, yeah, let's pull that rock actually down south.
Technically, you have one more move, and you have this rock sitting here.
Yep, I will.
You get to move it one space.
Yep. Let's move that also down where the other two are. We're just gonna load up down
This
south.
one right here on the
Oh,
quarry?
I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, that can only move. I'm gonna leave it there. That's fine.
All right, very good. Always trying to cheat, Keith.
Yeah.
So
this is all
moves.
recorded for posterity too. This is a problem. I might have to edit that. No, Keith never does anything.
So 4 moves. I need to get rocks up north to do more stuff with the stuff. But I need to make sure that I gotta build my pasture. So oh man. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to move one and then 2 and then and then 3 and then 4. That is going to be my 4 moves. All right, and then I'm going to redistribute these. So 1, 2, 3, and the priestess is just staring at me with 7,000 discs. So let me see how it's on there. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go all the way back around to the priestess again. We'll actually, I want to do that. So, all right. So everybody's going to get 2 water that go anywhere they want, and then they get 1 water either on the spring or next to the spring. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put a water here. I'm going to put a water here, and then I get another water, which I'm going to load up down here with that. So where are you going to put, actually, I won't do my extractions just yet. Where are you going to put your water?
Could you put 2 on the grove and 1 on the small quarry, please?
You got it. Yeah, man, pick up the cube, not the whole board. And then, all right. So with my bonus here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as I said. So the bonuses here for every 3 I get is 1 extra water for every 3, and I could, if I wanted to pump it up somehow to 9, I could remove another disc from that, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
So I get an extra water, so I might as well take that water and place it. Place it on this quarry over here, and then redistribute these. So we'll go 1. Well, actually, add 1 as well.
Yep.
So add 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 stays on the priestess, and then 6 to go to the worker. And then we'll go here to do for the 2-player action. Remember, this is only on 2-player games that we do this. Everybody's going to get to activate their worker, which is kind of what I saw that would work, and I like that a lot. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So for every spot that we have that has a water, we can remove 1 water and get the bonus from the spot. So I will remove my 2 from here. I'll get a stone, and I'll get 2 stone. And then you have, I'm assuming you're going to want to remove this for a stone.
Perfect. Yep.
And I'm assuming you want to remove this for a stick.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And then I got to redistribute the workers stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you have nothing powered up. So what are you going to do, Mr. Blume?
Let's do.
Chad Roberts came in just to say, hey, nerds, just stopping by to say hello before I head back to work. Well, thank you, Chad. I appreciate you popping in. I'm assuming you know Chad. He works on Team Geek, on Board Game Geek, and he is a huge role-playing game guy. So when we did the deep dive on the Alaboom a week and a half ago and talked RPGs.
Oh, he was the one you said was digging that we were actually talking about.
He was just like, this is the best episode ever. He was...
Well, please tell him I said hi back. It was good.
We definitely, I have, several, a couple thousand RPG books, but Chad has rented storage units to keep all of his RPG stuff. So,
wow,
he's intense.
Wow.
All right, so you are going to choose an action, sir.
Yeah, and I realized I totally flipped the script on what I was supposed to do. So let me see if I can fix that. I got my resources in the wrong spot. Like, did you really do that? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because I want my cloth down here in the Agora site. But I could do.
No take backsies, as they say.
Oh, no, I get it. No, that's fair. That's my fault. But
we have a rule on our always moving forward.
Yes. Yes. Now that must be true. But if we do, so the builder would do I have stuff? But I'm going to do. I'll do the planner. I yacked it up, but it's important enough that I gotta flip the script on that.
You're gonna do the planer?
Yeah.
All right, so you get your 4 moves, and there's 2 on there, so it looks like you get a small bonus of looks like you get an extra move, so you get total 5.
Yeah.
All right, so you have total 5 moves. Where are we moving? What are we moving?
Yeah, so can we move the cloth south of the vineyard?
That's 1. That's 2.
Yeah, and then 3, 4.
So 3 and then 4.
Oh no, I want to move the cloth west. I wanted to sit with the rest of that. That's where I blew it.
All right, 3 and then 4, and then what's the final move?
Let's move the stone up north to the vineyard from where it was with the group down there. Yeah.
So you want this moved here?
Yep, please.
All right. My 4 moves.
Yeah.
We amble over here. So these are in the exact right spot that I want them, because I've got my eye on building a laborer in that spot.
Nice.
But I need to get rocks up here. So with 4 move, we can go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, like so. And that is my moves. And then we will take the planner, put 1 over there, as I somehow put my nose right on the board again, because I keep I'm so used to Tabletop Simulator using the mouse wheel. So we're gonna go to the trader again. So trader, you just get the basic. Are you selling, buying, or just taking 2 coins?
I'll take 2, please.
takes two, baby. It takes
Just me and you. Dun, dun, dun,
dun. Do I want 2 coins? Yes, I also will just be boring and take the 2 coins. All right, perfect. So we have set that up, and we are good to go. And then we redistribute. Oh, and then we move this over to where the trader was, and then we redistribute these. So 1, 2, 3, like so. All right. Is now
Did you
my
pull off
action.
the final one?
Oh, sorry.
So on the builder?
Yeah, so I apologize. Here we go. There we go. Well, I got to go to the builder because I want to build a laborer. So so yes, I will go to the builder. And how many are on here again? Let me see here. What do I got? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, count them, 6. So I get everything for going there. I'm gonna get to, well, we both get to build. So let's just
Yeah, so if you're going to build the laborer, we're going to have to make a rule on the fly that we have opened industry, which I am okay with.
well, I fine. I'll allow it.
You could put that wherever you want. You've played it before. I don't want to suddenly be like, but it's not unlocked. Da, 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 da. So
all right, so that costs me a this and this, and I don't know why I moved that water there. That was dumb. Because the laborer doesn't need water to work. He just works. That poor bee. That was dumb. Oh well, I can move it off there. Easy enough. And then I will build my laborer there. Like so. And why is my
that's a weird thing on, yeah. Nicely done.
Sometimes it just wants to fall through. All right, so then so
it's trying to help you out. That's the built-in coding that, like, that's the Lance cheat. Let me help Lance get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in favor of that. All right, so that would activate. So now we get to I get to remove a rock. If where a rock is adjacent to that. So, man, I really wanted to get this rock up there, but man, having a clearer path really makes sense. So I'll do that. And man, if I could use this rock to remove one of these, or do I want to save it? I should spend that since I actually have to spend it. No, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm fine. But I get a bonus rock removal, which so I'll do that, and that doesn't cost me anything. That's just a bonus, right?
Yes, that's right.
And then I could do an extra build, but I don't think I have the resources necessary in any of the locations to do an extra build. So that one, unfortunately, goes to waste. So, all right, what are you building, sir, and where?
In the area where we just moved the cloth, I would like to build the top agora, which is the 2 cloth and 2 gold, immediately to the left of your hand. Yeah.
Look at you. It's all covered in
I felt
ash,
like
though.
the 2 victory points were important enough to where it was like, yeah, that needs to happen.
So this one, what did it? I apologize. It was a
2 cloth and 2 gold.
2 cloth and 2 gold. So 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 2 coins. And then you get to keep that rock there. Oh, I should probably flip it over to the pretty side for you. And then you get 2 victory points for that. I'll move up the victory points.
Yeah.
For building that in the right location. And
that's okay. We'll pull one of those off with the stone. It's all good.
All right. Very good. And then we'll move that like so. So now,
and then if you could also pull 1 stone off the small quarry. Yeah. Perfect.
You're starting to look more and more pretty over here.
I'm doing what I can.
All this stuff being removed.
Doing what I can.
I think that's it for you. So now we'll go
It is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and then we get to do the trader again. I actually have some money now. Do I want to buy something? Let's see here. Do I want to? Do I need? I just need rocks. I just need lots and lots of rocks, and I'm building lots and lots of rocks. So I should be fine. I don't need to buy rocks. Just working my way through my mind here on this stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 2 coins. I think that's all I'm gonna do with this one. I'm
gonna go coins as well.
So I mean, just because I think I might want to power up an ability.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
All right, give you your.
Yeah, I like the idea of the coin. Like I've always felt like, just philosophically, that was something where if you chose worker and powered it up, that means you hired more workers. With planners, again, you're just investing money or cash into more people carting the stuff around, right? I mean, I just felt like that was a logical.
Yeah, making it rain.
Extension.
Right.
Yeah.
It is your action.
Exactly. Okay, so we are Walker's pretty decent, but I say that might be 4 to do it again. That's 1, 2. Yeah, I think I do think let's take worker, because that is going to cycle around. I believe I see 4 there. That's going to cycle around and land us on the priestess.
All right. Yes, there are 4.
That'll play.
So, worker, everybody, we can spend our water to create stuff. So I'll just do mine quick. I'm going to spend more water, create more rocks. I'm assuming you're going to spend water here, and
yeah, I get to use it all as efficiently as possible. Yeah, I'm gonna effectively. I get the second thing, yeah, and get to use the wood. Yeah.
Then you get a rock.
Yeah,
that's all your workers.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so then you got all your bonuses for that. So then we're going to redistribute. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you say, we'll activate.
And that's your response. Where you're like, now that's the one where I feel like I made a good turn.
Yes, yeah. I feel smart now.
That's exactly. And after setting the resource, I had to fire my planner. Be like, we got all the cloth. You're in the wrong site, amigo. That's
yes.
You need to be south and west. Where are you? It's like, oops. Sorry about that. Yeah, well, you know.
And then move this one over here and move that one to there. And so I preemptively did the priestess reassessment for you. But so here we're gonna get 2 water, well, 1 water from our fountain and 2 water we want. And you had a ton of them on there. You had you had 6. So
but I don't get that. I only get the regular, right? This is the follow-on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So I'm going to have a water go here, and I'm going to have a water go here, and I'm going to have a water go here. And I'm assuming you're going to kind of do the same thing.
Yes, please.
With your 3 water, you'll go here, here, and here.
Perfect.
All right. So then we've redistributed again, and we've amped up we took 1 off of the thing, so everything is getting, there's more discs on there, so everything is getting more powerful. That's another thing too, as the game progresses, things get more and more powerful as you go. So all right, I need to get rocks moved, but I also want to make more rocks, and I have a bunch of water now. but you're not going to do a worker anytime soon because you have a ton of resources right now. So right now I need 2 money and 6 rocks, or 2 money and 4 rocks. And I have enough rocks. I need 1 more rock. So with 4 moves, I can go 1, 2, 3, and that would be enough. And I could actually move my 4th rock up there as well. And then if I did planner, there's 1. Oh wow, there's a ton on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd actually have some extra moves. I get a victory point. I think I got to do this. But it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go right back to planner again, which is weird, but oh well. And then
you'll definitely be able to get stuff wherever you want it by then.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the planner. So looking at the board, I'm going to get 4. I'm going to get 5, 6 moves, which is insane. I'm going to get 6 moves. I am going to. What is the little? Oh, that's when I get to save a building, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm spending a coin. I'm saving a building.
Yep.
All right. So okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna get 6 moves. I'm gonna get a and then for that I get 2 victory points for every 3. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Nicely done.
2 victory points because I'm planning well. I'm gonna do my movement here in just a little bit. And then I get to reserve a building. I don't see you stealing out anything I want, but I definitely could steal one of these things that you want. You're all trying to build down here, and you're building lots of wool. So this is kind of jerky, but that's fine.
Arguably what you would do, right?
Yeah.
Your stuff really isn't in threat.
So, and I could theoretically build this one still. Yeah. I'll just reserve this for reasons to determine later. Oh, and that's also one of the ways the game can end, is if we actually finish off 2 of these rows, instead of actually going to the last round, the game can end that way too. Wow, I forgot. That just pinged in my head as well. All right, so I took my points. Now I got to do all my moves. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get a ton of moves. Basically, I'm going to be able to move everything I want.
I'm going to do it. If I ever wanted to move, I'm all set.
So let's see. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5. 6. So I got to make sure I got the right moves. So 4, and then 2 for every 1, so I get 3. So I have 7 total moves from this to begin with. So that was 6 moves, and then I'll move this here for. Actually, I'm going to move that to here for my 7. So if I do a port, I could sell that for 5 coins if I want to.
Absolutely.
All right, and then what are your 4 worthless moves going to be, Keith?
Could you take 2 of the wood and move them to the spot that is farthest to the east and 1 up from the bottom?
So you're going to go 1 like this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to take the hard way through?
I know. I appreciate you asking. Thanks.
And then 2 like that to get to
that. And then could you take 1 of the stone from the small quarry and move it all the way to the east?
That's 3.
And I kind of like your idea. Is that where I'm going to go with that? Yeah. Let's take the wood and go east to the agora. Thank you.
Done. All right, and so now we're going to redistribute. I'll remove this coin, and then we're going to redistribute. So then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Back onto the planner again. So each of us get another 4 moves. I don't think I need to move anything though. Just actually, let me do this. Theoretically, if I decide to try to build this, I need to build it on a brown spot. So I could, and the most valuable brown spot is, well, they're both worth 2, so it doesn't really matter. But I might as well move it to the furthest one in case I want to, if I build a production thing there. So that'd be 1. That's the wrong thing. 1 and then 2. And that's it. I didn't really. I guess I just need to somehow get 2 more lambs or whatever. These have moved to where I want them. And I don't have anything else to move. My water is where I want it. So you get 4 more moves. Do you have anything you need to move?
Could I move the stone from the small quarry to the agora just right of the grove?
Here? No,
down one.
Here.
Right. And then actually the stone from the vineyard down to that same spot. Perfect.
Done.
Thank
All
you.
right.
That's it.
Your action, sir.
All right. Let's do...
There is a...
Yeah, let's go builder. Let's do the builder.
Bob the Builder. It's a power of 4. Do you want to power it up in any way?
No, the 4 gets me to knock off stone. I don't see anything. Now, the thing about yours, remember that you do have a worker, which will allow you to remove stone.
Oh, you mean Ash. I have a laborer.
Yes, sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm glad you've got all the terminology right.
So yeah, so the terminology, that little hammer there is located on my my laborer right there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that means I can remove an ash anywhere I want, as opposed to having to spend a stone to remove one from a close location.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So you're doing the builder. So what are you building?
I'm building a vineyard, the one in the top right on the tableau.
Right here?
Yep.
All right. And then where are you building said vineyard?
Right next to the other vineyard.
Oh, just setting up your own little we will sell no wine before it's time.
There we go.
That's
Orson Welles.
That's way too of an arcane of a reference for most of the people that are going to watch this. Just YouTube it up, and you'll find it or whatever.
Oh man, it's like that's the guy who's the voice of Nostradamus. What's that?
Yeah. There you go. All right, gotta flip those over. But there you go, and you built it in the right spot.
Yes.
And that's the 3 victory point spots. So 1, 2, 3. We'll give you those 3 victory points. And you built, and so are you moving any ash using these rocks down here?
Yeah, let's pull 1 ash for 1
this
stone.
One or this one?
The one on top of the agora. We'd like it to be all nice and pretty.
Oh yeah. Just got a lot of ash in this agora. Yeah, we got a guy for that.
He's on break. He'll be here in a second.
Yeah, just
be
relax.
patient.
All right, so I'm going to build
talk philosophy or something. Just find something.
Just jeez.
Contemplate the bigger things.
Yeah. So I'm going to build this temple. It's going to cost me 2 coins and all of the rocks that are on this location here. 1,
nice.
2,
nicely
3,
done.
4, and then I'm going to spend this rock and my laborer to remove the last 2 of these off of that spot. So I just want to remove them right now instead of having to monkey with it. And then it is a 3 victory point spot. And then 1, 2, 3. And then so this little this little symbol here on there, 1 victory point, and then it's for like every time the priestess action is taken, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
anytime we use the priestess, I'm going to get a victory point for doing so. So
Yeah.
you should really be just hammering on the priestess every single turn if you could do that.
Yeah.
All right, and then I believe that's my everything, because I didn't get to do any bonus stuff. And did you get to you get a free ash removal, don't you? Yeah, you do. No, this is just, I'm sorry, I keep thinking, is this no, you picked the builder and there's 4. So you get 1 free ash removed. Where do you want to
let's pull it off from the lower right, please.
Here?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. And then, but you didn't qualify for the extra build. You only get the 1.
Yeah.
So,
and didn't feel the need to pay for it because didn't see what I would do to get.
All right. Perfect. All right. So then we're going to redistribute. So we'll go 1, 2. Picked up the whole table again. 3, and then 4. And it's the planner again. I have nothing to move. This is garbage. But do you want to move anything, sir?
Yes, I think I will. I'm going to let's move the stone to the, let's see. That's not interesting. That is interesting. Can we move the stone up to the right of the mountain, please?
So 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
You want to move your lumber?
Yeah, let's also move that up to the right of the mountain.
1. So that's a 2 movement right there. So
yeah, that'll take us.
I missed.
That's it.
So, all right, my action. I need rocks, so I'm going to the worker. So it's got a power of 4. That means I get an extra work action if I have the water to feed them, correct? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
But if I wanted to spend 2 more, I could get a rock. Do I want to do that though? To get a rock?
You also would be able to do a second work action.
But I don't have enough water to feed them for that. So.
Yeah, you do.
Well, no, because I got to spend the 1 water to get the 2 stones, the 1 water to get the 2 stones, and then the 1 water and the 1 water to get 2 more stones. And I only need 6 rocks anyway. So I'm not. No,
but what I'm saying is, so when you choose worker, each building would execute once.
Yep. But I got to spend water on
if you right. And then if you did bump worker up to 6, you would have 2 more worker activations. So you could do each building. Right. It's not all your worker buildings execute. It's a building executes. So you do have the perfect distribution of water if you wished to do that.
You're a scholar and a gentleman.
So you would have 7 stone as a result of that play. One of them being in the port.
One's in the port. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a rock. And my well-hydrated workers jump for joy in the water. All right. Your workers, sir.
A stone and a wood, please.
Very good. And then that's 1 water and 1 water. And then distribute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it rains from the heavens.
Another one nicely played.
Yeah, we all get our water. Well, you get your water back too, I suppose. So it's a byproduct. Nothing I'm proud of by any means, but let's put water here.
It's timely.
Yeah, and we put a water there, and then I get an extra water, and so I'll put that on there. And I'm assuming, well, actually, you get your 3 water. Where do you want to put them?
Yeah, we'll do 2 and 2.
Oh, so okay. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. All right, so and then take another one off of the thing. So then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the priestess still has 1 on top of it. And now the time is okay. We are, man. I gotta get rid of this ash. It's really bothering me. All right, sir, your action.
Time is running out. 1, 2, allow for that. Which would allow for that. And that's that would be
This makes for riveting radio, just so you know. When I hear you mumbling, no, I could do that. This is a very, very, very clever game. I can't believe this is his first design. So,
yeah, he did a great job. I think we'll take worker and pull that. What's planner? Yeah, I'm gonna take that did 1, 2, triggers that. Yeah, I'll take the planner and I'm gonna add 2.
All right, I'll just spend them. I won't bother putting them on the board. So
okay.
No. But you got 6.
So that gets me 2 victory points, and I would like to take the vineyard.
Ba-da-da-da. That's your reserved one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
To be built at some time in the near future, possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
But you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get a total of 6 moves as well, sir.
Yeah, not that exciting. I'm going to take the wood and move it up to the east of the mountain.
All right. And you have absolutely all the move you need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then I've got 4 moves. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And get those up there. And those are my 4 moves. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to activate the worker again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you can't do double spend, but you're going to activate them both?
Yes.
Because there's no reason not to.
Right.
And then I will... Yeah, there's no reason not to in my case as well.
Yeah, and for end game, right, you get a victory point for every 3 resources. Water is not part of that count. So
yep, exactly.
It behooves you to, as we are approaching end game, it behooves us to activate when we can.
We're probably not going to get there on the last round. We're going to get there.
No, I think it's going to happen pretty soon.
Yep. Yeah, because I'm going to be probably building that temple fairly soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and then you did the worker, and then so now we redistribute the worker. So we got 1, and then 2. Oh man. Actually, I think it's going to be over right now. Because
you probably want to, right? Because it's a situation where I don't think, unless I get lucky, because I get a turn.
Yeah, you get a turn. But I'm going to go to the planner. It's only got 1 on there. I don't care. That's fine. Because I'm going to use my planning action to go 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. And now I have all the rocks that I need to build my temple.
Mm-hmm.
do you have any movement you wish to do?
Yes, if you could move the wood up to from the grove up to the east of the. Yeah.
All right. And so then, because of the special rule, we go over here and we move over to the builder. And so
I did get it. I lucked out.
Yeah. So we get over to the builder, and then we're going to, first things first, I am going to, because there's absolutely, if you have rocks, use them to remove ash, because they're going to be worth victory points.
So to that end, if you would, with the planner, if you could move one of my stone up one from the quarry.
I believe we said always moving forward.
Oh, I stopped.
All right.
If it's a tie, you get it. Right.
All right. So fair enough. All right. So what's going to happen here is, I'll just go step by step. So first of all, I'm just going to remove just because it's easier to move stuff onto the board and stuff. I'm going to do the whole using my rocks to remove. My laborer is going to remove one, so we'll remove that guy. And then for every rock that's near anything, so this rock will remove this one.
Nice. Yep.
This rock will remove this one. These two rocks will remove these two.
Yeah.
And then that's spending all of my rocks to do that.
And that's optimizing because now you're basically using a resource to generate a victory point, right? Yep. Versus 3-1 at the end game. So that's absolutely what you want to be doing.
And then I'll spend the last of these and 2 coins, which I have. And I will trigger endgame by emptying out one of the rows. And if we ever did a priestess action, I would have gotten some sticks, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But
a victory point, right?
Yeah,
powerful temple
but
complex.
I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 4 victory points for building that in the right spot.
Yeah.
And so now it's your build action. I think you're going to do pretty much almost the exact same thing I just did, but you're going to do it with your vineyard.
Yes.
So first, let's remove. So you'll probably just use this rock here to remove that ash because it's
please,
and then remove that, and then you'll be using this one to remove any of these. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Right.
They're all worth the points, and then you need this rock, right, to be able to build this.
That's right.
So this one, unfortunately, you're going to have an ash-filled vineyard. When the bouquet is ashy.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's right.
Has an ashy bouquet, but it has
the
a hint of citrus.
1648 BC vineyard, a little chalky, a little,
it's a little, but with an apricot aftertaste. All right, so then that builds your building, and you get to do it. But technically, you get one more round, so you can, or no, you don't, do you? You don't, because that's only with the last round thing where you hand out this thing. This just ends immediately when we clear it out, right?
Yeah.
So
also,
did
you give me my 4 for building there? I got that.
No.
The vineyard's in the right spot.
Yeah. So
don't hold out on.
Yeah, no. So the interesting thing is that the planner action, like the extra action, can cause that to happen as well. You just take it, even if it isn't built. It is completely. Yep. So you can jazz up to speed up the end game as well.
Yes, totally.
So
and there are the Agora push end game, and a couple of the palaces do, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So you can play an aggressive strat. In fact, it's in one of the updates I sent, one of the luxury buildings that unlocked. The quicker you built the Agora, you got victory points for every time token still on the track. So it's one of those things where you could, and the thing that was kind of interesting is the Agora complex is very close to where you're started, right? So you could, if things fall and you're able to get after it, you could push where you're trying to accelerate the end game. And that's where other people then need to be cognizant of what you're doing and either play aggressively or take steps that kind of hinder your process, right? So
yep. All right.
You build an awesome temple complex.
It's very pretty. So we will. So end game scoring. As you said, if you have any resources left, you get 1 for every 3. I don't have any.
I don't either. You and I were official. Oh, yeah.
Well, no, I guess I have 2, but that's nothing.
That's a tiebreaker. If we get to where we're then like if we were tied on all other counts, then the fact that you have 2 and I have none would mean you won.
All right. So then how many? Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ash, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to go to 24 technically. So, and then I'll take one of these little 20 tokens.
Perfect. Yep.
And then you got 9. So you're going to go to
23.
Yeah. Take one of these, but we're not done yet.
And also, actually, I have 2 coins and I don't think you have any. Is that right? So you and I actually would be tied on resources.
Oh, look at this. It's coming down to the wire. So the things we built are worth a certain victory, like are worth
so you'll turn those over now.
And then
the thing about mine is they're interwoven, so you kind of do it in sequence. You want to, so in the case of my vineyard, each of my vineyards in the center 2 are adjacent to 2 luxury buildings.
Well, la di da.
Well, but you have a beautiful temple complex.
I do have. Yes, we're not.
Yeah, so we could do actually your entire count through first. I think that'll be easy.
Yeah, because this is going to be an easier one anyway. So
yeah.
So the victory points are 4, 1, and 1. So that's another 6 for those temples. I get 1 for my labor for 7, 2 for my quarry, so a total of 9. So I have 9 more. So I am going to end up with 33 points, I believe, is my total score. Yeah. You are going to get 4 points for this guy, 2 points for the groves. That's another 6. Let's just give you that before we start worrying about the bonus. It's not looking good for the home team right now. So let's see here. You got this vineyard. And then explain to the people at home what that symbol on the bottom means. If
I had built 2 temples and a palace, I would get 8 victory points. Now I did not do that.
But you're going to get 6 for the vineyard regardless.
I did get 6 for the vineyard regardless. Yeah.
And then this one, you're going to get 2 points. You're going to get 4 more points for this one because it's next to those 2 things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 8. So that's 14. Oh man, this is it doesn't really matter what the final score is.
No, it doesn't. We had fun. That's all.
And that's what it is. That's what it is, right? And this is at 5, and then but it was next to another one, so that's another 7. So you're gonna get another
9 because it's next to the agora, right? Any there.
So let's see here. We had 6, and we had 10. So that was 8. So that was 14, and this one is 9. So that's 23. And then 4 points to this. So 27 more points, which is impressive, sir. It's like you've played the game before, maybe.
Well, I lined up the fact that I was able to get that last one, really sneaking it in under the wire, bought me 8 points.
So then we just add 7. So you will end up with 56. 56? Jeez. You end up with 56 to my I am thrown into the ocean and I drown staring at my temples while you drink wine. No, excellent game. Good. I appreciate you taking the time to play with me this afternoon.
I appreciate you taking the time. It's wonderful to visit and to play. Yeah. That's one where I will say when you took the agora, I thought you were going to take a vineyard, right? That was probably your strategic misstep.
I didn't even think about that. I should have.
It's hard, right? There's a thing, we're having fun and we're playing, but that's when you see that the vineyards are interwoven, like that generated, another 8 points with them being interlocked.
Well, yeah, so another 8 points.
But
But let the record show you, even if I took 8 points off your score,
it's a swing of 16. Well, no, it doesn't go to you. Sorry.
No, it isn't.
But
that's fair. Anyway, I mean, just to sum up the commercial of this, once this is like after they process the feed and they put it on my channel, I'll have links and I'll post them below, where you can go ahead and check this thing out on Kickstarter. You have until Monday. It ends
Monday evening. Yeah.
So please go ahead and I mean, frankly, I mean, like I said, I am downsizing my collection right now to at a stratospheric pace. I have too many games that never get played. This is something that I want to have in my collection to be able to pull out and play, just because I said, like, it is like it's got all this like intricacies to it, but the process of playing, there isn't like, what's rule 7.4.3 again? Oh, let me check and see what that. Yeah. So it doesn't have that. And if you are a fan of Euros with a little bit of player interaction because of how like the selections are made and things like that, this isn't a completely totally tend your own garden game and then see who made the best garden at the end at the end of the game type of thing, which are perfectly fine games, but they aren't usually in my wheelhouse. This has got enough player interaction for me that I feel like I'm actually affecting what other people do, and I'm changing people's determinations and things like that, which is something I like. I like the fact that like we aren't just in our own little microcosm doing our thing. It isn't a, we're not punching each other by any means. There's nothing like that in the game. But I mean, there definitely is enough like we're nudging each other. It's like doing the Midwestern gonna skirt right past you here. Which is now one of the official names of a snowplow for my hometown. It's like, just gonna plow past you here. Excuse me.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So, but yeah, it's fantastic. And Keith, you've done I love the art. I mean, like, I love the fact that like the art on the opposite side is like beautiful. On the other side, it's like a blueprint, right? I mean, it's just like, there's some thought process into that of how like it just looks so much better when you're able to flip it over and take a look at it. I love that. And like I said, the actual history, the historical, like I had never even heard of the fact that there was, basically this, an eruption that would like that dwarfed Krakatoa, which, there's been countless. One of my favorite historical nonfiction books, the Day the World Exploded. It's a fantastic book that covers how that happened and how the explosion happened and everything else. And it's like it's something that like, but the fact that like this was actually larger than what happened with Krakatoa. It's just like, but of course it happened in an era where it is very difficult for us to track down the information and stuff like that. So yeah, dive into history. If you like reading about history, there's a lot of really cool things that, I mean, obviously it was a horrific event, right? And who knows how many lives were lost. So I'm not trying to glamorize.
It's interesting,
but
I believe, and I have not been able to confirm this, in the proximity of the blast on Thera itself, as I understand it, like unlike what happened with Pompeii, where the people were caught unaware or whatever reason, right? Just you found people, you didn't find any here. Now, I don't know the reading that I was picking up from it, and I didn't deep dive it. So if you've got historians in your audience and such, may be able to fill that in. But I got the impression that they knew this was happening and therefore actually got off the island, and that may be why you don't hear about it as much, because, as they go back and do the excavations, you don't see as much of the oh, we caught somebody in the middle of their day-to-day, like, right, one of the most iconic things in the Pompeii excavations was the mother, right, who was shielding the child.
Yes.
And so you don't have that here. And so I think that is because they apparently this one might have been rumbling for a while. And they were we also shouldn't be here. But as big as it was, it could have absolutely affected adjacent locations, right? That's the other side. So.
Well, and then the other thing is that, I mean, like in comparison to Krakatoa, like when the mountain started, like they said, like for weeks prior, like it sounded like cannons were going off, like, and they saw like the rising smoke, and there was a little bit of lava flow going on, and so people were like, "Oh, let's go take a boat out and check it out," you know, like
right.
And it, like, because they started reporting it, like all of these naturalists were like, "This is amazing. We're actually seeing an erupting volcano. Isn't this interesting to watch?" And they had absolutely no idea that, you know, this was just like the slow beginning of like what the real eruption was going to be, which,
right,
course, you know, basically in a second the entire mountain vanished because the whole thing just exploded, you know. And it's yeah, you know, so that's cool. I'll have to do it. That's interesting. Maybe they just there weren't any naturalists racing over to get photographs, you know.
If the ground shakes, I'm leaving. Right?
Yeah, I'm out. I got a neighbor in Greece that I haven't seen in a while. So
exactly, so get out. Fine, I'm out of here. See you.
I'm out. See you later. All right, Keith, have a fantastic weekend. Everybody go check out the Kickstarter. The game's fantastic. You're gonna want to have it on your shelf. And this was really cool. The 2-player. I didn't even. I mean, obviously, like, as I didn't play 2-player, I didn't have this experience. I do like that, and that manages to make it so, you know, the game still has that kind of fast processing too, as well. So
yeah, I agree.
All right,
I'm happy to hear you say that.
Yeah. Just thank you so much for being on, and you know, thank you for taking the time to show us the game, and just like I said, go check out Thera, everybody. You're gonna really enjoy it.
Thank you. Love being here. It's great to see you.